What's up, guys? We're live, officially live. And today we are going to break down Kevin Samuels. So opening question for today, guys, is can Kevin Samuels save modern women? If you don't know who Kevin Samuels is yet, I will go over that. I'll give you a little intro to him as well. But that's what we're going to explore today. We'll get started in about 9 minutes and 20 seconds. What's up, MGTOW by Logic? Says, I don't think women can solve a problem they can't even fully define. They don't even admit they have a problem, so they're not done digging yet. Yeah, good point. Good point. Very good point. Let me make this a little bit bigger. We got a simple drinking game for today, guys. What am I looking for? Right here. Make that a little bit bigger. Boom. Perfect. Oh, and this is a shout out to Kevin Samuels right here. I'm going to be drinking a Red Bull in honor of Kevin Samuels. That seems to be his drink of choice from what I've observed. So I'll be drinking that tonight. As well as some tequila shots. I had a couple of limes left over that I needed to use up, so I've got some tequila shots here for my drinking today. Maybe I'll do them in between our new videos as I transition. So if you have any shots, I'll cheers with you before I take one. Oh, and I do have one more new sound effect. Gotta write it down here before I forget. All right, here it is. Here's my new sound effect. What is it?
Hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
There we go. Brand new is of today. What's up, Mr. Cupcakes? From Japan, all right. Hey, yeah, good. Hey, good to have you on here, MGTOW by Logic. White peach cider, that sounds good. That sounds real good. Oh, I was doing a bunch of yard work today. I'm ready to have some fun. Go Cougs. Oh yeah, shout out to my sound effect from last week, my new one for the Cougs there. This right here. This is what I was talking about. This is what it was inspired by. Some guy made a song for my college. It is.
There's been spottings of a cougar.
Say go, say go, say cool, say cool, say go, say go, say cool.
What's up, Randy? The cat song. Let's see let's see which one that is again. I think I have that somewhere in here. I got to do that, right? Shoot, I got to. Hey, if you guys, for the 2021 Crazy Cat Lady stream that we'll do later this year, if you guys think of any ones that might, make the finalists, send them to me. Email them to me, support@textingprince, or on Instagram, DM them to me. I'll start compiling some videos for that. Where was that? Here it is. Tasting good. Did I show you guys yet the Oh, actually, I'll show you. I'll just show you guys this. We're not starting. Don't worry, we're not starting the stream yet, guys. We've still got 5 minutes. Hopefully that countdown timer doesn't go. But I'll show you guys an example of, if I go here, let's see if I do this one. Let me see if I can show. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so check this out, guys. This is, I don't know if you guys know this. It's just a creator thing. I can make anything I want in Keynote, and I make it with a green screen background like that. And then when I edit video, so check this out.
There's been spottings of a cougar.
Say go, say go, say cool, say cool, say go, say go, say cool.
So that's how I make all the overlays, and then when I go in and I edit them in, I do green screen, and then you can see, like, when you see the video, you'll see that over whatever else is going. Little fun fact for you guys. Oops, not there yet, not there yet. We're here. We still got, okay, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. Man, I gotta get going. Maybe I'm gonna start with a shot then. Hey, if anyone's taking shots right now, we're gonna start with one. Let's start with, okay, we'll do Cinderella. I got these Disney princess shot glass from a girl. She got them for me for my birthday one year. We'll start with Cinderella. Not my favorite princess, but I like blondes, I guess. Oh wait, cheers to someone else. This is to Kevin Samuels. Cheers to Kevin Samuels. I respect his content. I respect what he's doing. Pretty good. Except for I got lime in my teeth now. What's up, Carlos? Josu! Mandy! I see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Oh, have that sound clip from Trump Mario. Pretty funny. I've seen some of you guys' chat. Oh wait, what was I gonna do? Yeah. Well, I see some comments too. Again, this is just my opinion. You guys can have your own opinion, of course, on Kevin Samuels. But from a content perspective, I'll just tell, a guilty pleasure of mine is, rolling up a joint, kicking back, and watching a little Kevin Samuels with his women that he brings on, man. It's just a guilty pleasure. To me, or in my opinion, he does a really, really good job of handling it. But everyone has their own opinions. That's what's fun about the world. What is this one? Oh, check this out, guys. Before we get started, guys. So you know how I always have these ideas. They don't always come to fruition, of course. So I got another shirt idea. Again, will this ever get done? Who knows? So I was thinking about it. I want to have something like this. No Betamon allowed. And then have a picture of Pikachu's body, because everyone knows who's Pikachu is. But instead of the head, it's like a classic like neck beard. Oops. I can't do this opposite. This is hard to show you. Whatever. Classic neck beard little face on it. Again, I don't know how that will look. I just have to write things down when they come in my mind, or else they'll be gone. Maybe it'll be gold. Maybe it will be a dud. Who knows? Maybe I'll never look at that piece of paper again. Who knows? Also a possibility. Oh, I need that though for later. What's up, the Rook? Smokey. Yeah, Smokey. Yes, yeah. Okay, good. I see some of your guys' stuff here too. Oh, this is good. We'll get going on here. We got 20 seconds. By the way, I got Snow White, Belle. I'm a big reader, obviously. I like my book nerd girls as well. And Ariel. Those three are left for the night. Even though Rapunzel's my favorite, it didn't come in the pack. All right, guys. Here we go. One more time, the brand new sound effect. I'll see if I can sneak it in today during the presentation, but we'll see. Oh wait, that's not it. That's not it.
Hey, hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
Okay, guys, we're getting started. So, again, the opening question is, can Kevin Samuels save modern women? Now, this is a presentation I have wanted to do for a while just because, like I've mentioned, I think his channel correlates so well to this channel because whatever information we talk about here, a lot of times about female nature and the expectations and hypergamy and how they have this inflated, entitlement. Most women out there in the dating scene these days. Well, then you go over to Kevin Samuels' channel and you hear woman after woman after woman after woman call in, and you hear exactly what we're talking about over and over and over again. So it's almost like, come here, learn the knowledge, go there, and practice the knowledge. It's almost like that is a perfect little flow of how I see it. So let's see what we got here. We got 3 parts to today. The first part is I'm going to dispel, in my opinion, some myths I've heard about, I'm going to defend Kevin Samuels on one hand here because I've heard some guys that don't necessarily like Kevin Samuels. I've heard it's because he does preach marriage to the women he talks to. Marriage is one of the things he talks about. So the first video is going to give you guys an insight if you didn't know, because he does cover some of this stuff in different streams or depending on who he talks to. And it's not always shown in every one of his videos. So the first part is going to kind of cover some cons you might have had of him, and in my opinion, kind of clear some of those up. The next part, then, I'm going to give you a sample of one of his recent videos with a woman to show you what he does, show you how he handles women and how he gets them to think a little bit differently. And then the third video I'm going to show you is of a video that a woman made who, said thank you to Kevin Samuels because he saved her marriage. And then we're going to hear her point of view and kind of what she's talking about. To give you a little bit of a spectrum here, to answer the question, can Kevin Samuels save modern women? Look at that fancy Photoshop job I did there. You can't even tell it's a Photoshop job, guys. That's how good I am at Photoshop. That's actually, guys, that's not an actual picture of Kevin Samuels. It's just a picture of Superman, and I know you can't tell because it's so cleanly done, but that's Photoshop. Okay, so the first video that we're going to talk about, and actually is an overall view. The drinking game for today, it's really simple. And it's not like we have a bunch of gags and laughs going on in this, but there's one part where I was watching, I just cracked up. So I know at least for sure this will happen. But just as you're going along, anytime you laugh this evening, you drink. It's very simple. Even if you're looking out the window and you see your neighbor fall down the stairs in a funny way and you laugh, you just got to drink. That's just part of today's stream rules. So it's a laugh drink. Every time you laugh, you drink. Very easy. So the first video here is, this was actually off of Abba and Preach's channel. And Abba here did a interview with Kevin Samuels. And this is where I talked about, right? This was a 2-hour and 17-minute interview, whatever. I happened to watch it or listen to it in the background at some point, and I heard him talk about something. Kevin Samuels like, oh, good. This is something that I think other people might not know about him, but he does talk about it and clear it up. So here's the first little clip part. And warning, this is going to be the worst audio, or the worst part of the audio for the rest of the stream. Just because with this video, they had a stream going, and it's kind of like, and then I took this stream of the stream, but it will get better. Don't worry, guys. So here's the first one. That's Abba on the right from Abba and Preach, and then Kevin Samuels on the left. And this is going to give you a little bit more about his thoughts, especially at the beginning. He talks about marriage.
You say that marriage is oftentimes the goal. Why is that?
very narrowly. I want to transition. When we start talking about high value men, not for everybody, okay? Marriages oftentimes goes for women who call into my family. And women tend to want to marry a man who is in this high value category. That's just a statement of fact. That's what most women tend to want. They want a committed relationship with one man who can provide for them, their offspring, and their children. Why they want it, that's a different story. Now, today, marriage for the average guy is an extremely risky proposition because with the advent of no fault divorce and the family court system written for a 1940s, 50s world in a 2020 environment, you don't often find men who walk away from a divorce in a better financial position. Oftentimes, they're worse, probably destroyed. So that's if neither has children. If you complicate that further by a woman coming to the possible marriage with another man's child, it further complicates that. I think women need to understand what they're asking for the rank and file man.
Okay, so the very first part there, just to give everyone the quick, and again, I know the audio on that part is not the greatest, but Kevin Samuels knows about the corrupt court system. He talks about the corrupt court system. So he knows that, again, for most men, it's a bad deal. He mentioned there, he talked about the, child support. He talked about I think he talked about common law there, or alimony there. But he's mentioned this before, just like we mentioned on our channel. Again, he's talking to a different demographic. He's talking to women. So he doesn't mention it on all of his videos. But I believe previously he talked to men before he kind of transitioned. But he's aware of this stuff. So he's not naive to this. He's aware of this. And so I wanted to bring that up just because some guys, only hear him talk about marriage things to women because that's what women want. Because as we know, the court system's slanted towards women. It's biased helping women. So that's not an issue that he's going to bring up, with women, except for he brings it up saying, hey, you got to understand the guys are aware of this, and it's not a great deal for most men.
Now, unfortunately, I had to make a decision. As an image consultant and everything I do, I don't speak for the average guy will never need to hire an image consultant or what I do. So while I can understand what they're going through, my target audience is men in the top, who want to be in the top 20%, top 10% of men. And the women who want to be in the top 20 or top 30% of women. And for those people, marriage is often a goal because after with a divorce rate in this country of better than 51, 52%, when you surpass a net income, a gross income of what, $200,000, $275,000, that number drops to 20%. Couples with more resources tend to have lower divorce rates and find reasons to stay together differently than their counterparts.
Okay, so again, this is where I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here because I'm putting myself in his shoes. So his company, even the men that he speaks to, even when he worked with men or when he has male clients now, he's an image consultant. So like he said, the average guy doesn't ever need to hire him. He only works with basically the top 10 to 20% of men. So in his world, that is who he's focused on. Those are the men he's talking to. Those are the men he's interacting with. And those men, when you get to a certain level, he's saying, at a certain point, you have all this money, you have all this other stuff. You want to pass on your, you want to pass on your seed. You want to leave your legacy. And when you're in that echelon of finances, it's not as big of a deal. Even though you have more to lose in a sense, it's not as big of a deal because you have so much to lose. I'm kind of generalizing, but understanding that his clientele is a totally different makeup than most men. Flip that, reverse that with me. I've been a school teacher. I've been, in the normal things. I'm not the image consultant talking to the top 20. I'm talking to all men. So when I talk to all men, I just say marriage is a horrible idea. And I can flat out say it. I can, point to all the, cons and all that. He spoke to a different demographic, and now he's speaking to women. So that is why his focus is a little bit different than the average guy. And even there, like he said, the top 10 to 20% of the men are the men he focuses on in that arena. So I'm just trying to give you the other point of view, right? He's focusing on a different clientele, whereas I'm focusing on any man that goes, hey, I want to learn dating or texting or whatever, and they come here, well, you're going to get a red pill mixed in here because I think all men need to know this. His focus is elsewhere. It's on a different clientele.
What would you say for folks who are not within that tax bracket? I understand that your services are probably geared more towards people on the higher level income, but for the people who are hovering around 50,000 or not necessarily in that high end, what would you say? Should marriage still be a goal in that regards?
Well, again, for men or for women, those are different things.
Sure, go through both.
For men, I mean, I don't make directly no, because I don't make the current environment.
Okay.
If I can have women from any race look and say, I want a man who's earning twice what I'm making, 3 times or more. How do I look at a man who's making $50,000 a year and tell him you're going to be able to have an effective male frame in a masculine position in a relationship when most women say they want a man who's earning twice as much as you? No matter how we like to slice it, it comes down to finances and resources, because that's the number one reason people state for divorce. Okay? So, no, it's not like it was. Wages are flat and everything else. But
okay, there. I'm going to show that one here. This is when we've talked about this before about educating men. The 5 main reasons that men are walking away: corrupt court systems, which he mentioned a little bit earlier; propaganda culture, hating on men; attitudes of most modern women, which is what he's mentioning right there. He's saying, how can I talk to a guy that makes $40,000, $50,000 a year, the average guy, and tell him that it's going to be okay or that you should get married when the average woman wants twice what he's making, so she's not going to respect him, as a man, or respect most of his decisions. So he sees it. He's like, how could it would be pointless for me to tell most men to get married, because the women won't respect you like they need to make something as hard as marriage work. So then we got lack of relationship benefits and freedom to live life on your terms. But again, he covered it right there. And I'll show it to you one last time, just this little part here. Just very, very short and to the sweet.
For men, I mean, I don't make, directly no. Because I don't make the current environment.
Right there. Okay, he says, so when Abba asks, so what about people not in that high top 10 to 20%? What about the average $40,000, $50,000 man or woman? What would you tell them? Very, very 8-second clip here.
For men, I mean, I don't make, directly no. Because I don't make the current environment.
Those who say don't know, those who know don't say. I'm done walking with the herd, it's time I go my own way.
To the average guy, no, you shouldn't get married or shouldn't think about marriage. That's what he said, the average guy. Most men. If you're in the bottom 80 to 90% of men, don't get married. Now, I, of course, would say top 10 to 20% don't get married too. But different strokes for different folks. He's telling most men don't get married. There's not going to be the benefit. She's not going to respect you like she needs to. It just won't happen.
It's not like it was. Wages are flat and everything else. But for women have still evolved the way they evolved. They're still wanting to have a marriage with one man, to produce their child with one man, so they don't have to continue to do this mating and dating dance in their 40s and 50s. I cannot square that circle. I don't have the power. We are in the times we are. So the way if marriage is a goal for a woman, here's the net of it. I am sorry, ladies, but this is going to hurt. The kind and caliber of men you want, earning the kind of money you're talking about, they want something from a woman. They tend to want her to be fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. So they are free to want what they want. They had to make themselves that. How old does a man typically need to be to earn the kind of money you're talking about? Men hit their financial stride from 45 to 55. So if you want a man earning these things, and you got to be honest, do you expect it for a 28-year-old guy? How can he do it? Age gap dating, going into the geography of the area where these men are, and then you still got to compete with the women who are around them. And that's what's frustrating for so many folks, because it's like women in this conversation know the outcome they want. The question is, can they get it in a form that they are willing to accept? Because many want that outcome from one man, and then I'm not even gonna go down that other path because that opened a whole nother can of worms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by the way, I just saw this from Carlos here about prime example is that guy who got divorced and lost everything to his wife from World Star. Yeah, how many of you guys seen that clip? That's rough, but that's what it would be like for a guy that's not in that. And we already know, we see it all over the place on the celebrities that get divorced and all that stuff over and over and over again, and just get taken. Like what Dre's still battling right now for all that junk, but yeah, sure, those guys, Dre's gonna be all right. He'll still be fine. He's not gonna be homeless, but man, it's still a tragedy. All right, before we get to the next video, super chat here from the Dread Man. Appreciate it, Dread Man. He said Kevin Samuels is the anti-Derek Jackson. Oh boy, guys. Oh boy, Derek Jackson. You guys saw him get exposed recently for cheating. Oh man, to Derek Jackson. Let's give him one of these. I know I got a boo in here somewhere. That's to Derek Jackson, man. I wonder how he's gonna survive from this. I mean, but people have such a short memory. I don't know, but yeah, I agree. I saw someone else in here say that, yeah, like Steve Harvey and Derek Jackson are like simp versions, just telling women what they want to hear. Kevin Samuels doesn't tell women what they want to hear, which we'll get to here in the next video, just to give you a little flavor of Kevin Samuels. All right, so what do we got here? The next video. Okay, I got a fresh one for us. I had some really funny viral ones he's done, but a lot of people have seen those already. This one was just done recently, a few days ago, I think. Yes, April 17th. Do modern women have minimum wage wife skills? His channel's addicting, I gotta say. All right, it's time for a shot, guys. It's time for a shot. Anyone taking shots here? Let's do a little cheers. We'll do another one to Kevin Samuels here. What am I gonna look? What do you guys think? Snow White, Ariel, or Belle? Who's my next lady here? By the way, the best Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo. We'll do Snow White, not because I'm impressed, although she loves animals, I'm a fan of that, but just because it was the closest one. Here we go. This is the Kevin Samuels. They call him the Godfather. Oh, by the way, as a timeout, another reason I got respect, well, there's a lot of reasons I have a lot of respect for Kevin Samuels, but I've seen a couple guys try to impersonate him and try to talk to women like he does. And I'm not naming names, but you guys may have seen some people try it too, and it's awkward. It's not the same. They're trying to channel Kevin Samuels, and it's inauthentic. So that's the other thing. The way he does it, the way he slices and dices, and he's gotten a lot better over the months of doing this. He sets women up with their own words. Versus, I've seen other guys try to they think that Kevin Samuels' success is that he's like tells the raw truth straight to women, and they come in and they lecture and lecture and lecture, and it's like women don't want to hear that. They just glaze over. Kevin Samuels does it diplomatically, and he kind of mirrors their energy, kind of mirrors the vibe he's getting, but he's surgical with it. And that's something that you just watch some other guys try to do it, and it's they don't understand as much. They don't have the same connection with women or the same understanding to blend it the same way that he does. So this one again, do modern women have minimum wage wife skills? Let's get up here. We're going to start this video at 1 minute and 20 seconds in. Okay. Boom. That's not the one I'm looking for. How about that? Boom. Okay.
See whether or not. All right. Are you familiar with? Did you know your grandmother?
Mhm.
You ever meet your great grandmother? Huh?
Yeah, I know both of my grandmas.
All right. Do the women today measure up to your grandmother and your great grandmother?
No.
Why? Are they above or below?
I will say in certain categories they're below and above. So like.
No. Let's remove education and income.
Okay.
The quality of character of the women.
It's below.
Right. So as income and education is increased, what's happened?
Women can.
Right there. Okay, this right here is education. So he even asked her right out there, and this is, he's asked this to, a lot of women lately, is like, all right, take your grandmother, your great grandmother. Are they more quality women than the women you see today? And we ask it straight out, it's pretty clear. Like, okay, yeah, they were a lot more complete. They're a lot more mature. They handled things better. They handled trauma better. They handled men better. They handled everything better. So even though women today are more educated and financially independent than ever before, does it leave them better off? So here's a little divorce statistic. All right, nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women, according to a 2015 research study. Which suggests 2/3 of all divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, the number jumps up to 90%. Oh, strong and independent don't need no man. Where did you learn that from? Crazy propaganda machines.
All right. Do the women today measure up to your grandmother and your great grandmother?
No.
Why? Are they above or below?
I will say in certain categories they're below and above. So like.
No. Let's remove education and income.
Okay.
The quality of character of the women.
It's below.
Right. So as income and education is increased, what's happened?
There it is. The pros that she gave, the education and income that's happened. The pros that she gave of women being better off. What has that created?
Women can do things on their own. So
okay. They can do things on their own, but is it making okay? Is it making you better?
No, I actually don't think it's making us better at all. I will say this, me being 24, I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally want a family. I want to get married. I want all of that. Although I am educated, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to do things like that.
How many men under 35? How many men under 30 do you think are marriage minded these days?
None of them.
Why do you think that is?
So right there, how many men under 30 today are marriage minded? And she says none of them. And he says, why do you think that is? Now, this is a long clip. It's like 47 minutes long, so we're going to jump through. But that's what you'll see with Kevin Samuels is he doesn't let them off the hook that easily. He doesn't just say, oh, why do you think that is? And then the girls go, well, it's all men. They're not serious or whatever. And he's just like, okay, like Steve the Simp Harvey would do. He makes them talk it out and he makes them present logic or he doesn't accept it. We're going to fast forward a little bit here to 5 minutes in. Boom, right there. Perfect, just about. But we have a super chat in from Carlos. Appreciate it. Carlos said, salute my guy. Social media has these girls like a kid in a candy store to be faithful once they get tired of set candy. On to the next piece. Go MGTOW. That is a really good analogy for it. Social media is like a kid in a candy store. Like, I can't sit here and say, when I was a kid, I used to plan. I had such a sweet tooth. I was planning, and I was like, you know, up in my room thinking I was all smart, game planning, outsmarting my parents because they wouldn't let me just buy candy and drink pop whenever I wanted. I was just like, when I grow up, I'm going to eat candy for every single meal. I'm going to spend all my money on candy and no one's going to be able to tell me what to do. Nobody could talk me out of that when I was a kid wanting the candy from the candy store. Right now, what we see a lot of times again on Kevin Samuels' channel is you'll see these kids in the candy store that they're not ready to hear that eating candy all day long is not healthy and not sustainable. They're not ready to hear that yet. But that's a perfect analogy right there. In fact, we'll give one of these to that.
Those who say don't know, those who know don't say. I'm done walking with the herd, it's time I go my own way.
Thank you, Carlos. All right, we're at this next part here. Oh, okay. So this part right here, what we kind of skipped around and kind of went back and forth is she basically was blaming men, and I'm going to show you like what Kevin Samuels does when she tries to blame men.
I'm not opposed to starting.
Hold on. Before we start talking about what are you a wife?
No.
So let's not worry about what the problem is with and without men, because the question I'm going to ask you are, you want to settle down and be a wife? All right. What qualifies you to do that? Were you taught how to do any of that stuff?
No, I've just seen it in my grandma, for instance. I've seen that.
Kudos for seeing it, but was your mother married?
No.
All right. So I don't know how you young ladies, you see your grandmother and your great grandmother, but you want it, but you're not preparing yourself for it. Because if you were preparing yourself for it, you wouldn't be tolerating a 7th grade on and off again situation.
Yeah.
And then a man who's 34, I mean, this is why a lot of focus you ladies have to put this on yourself, because you may have a standard for yourself, a virtue standard, but what are you doing to prepare yourself to become the wife and mother you say you want to be?
Right. Well, right now, if you're asking me right now.
Yeah, I'm asking.
So like just right there. Again, he turns it on here. What we didn't see, it didn't matter. It just kind of, jumped around, but trying to blame it on the men. The men aren't ready, whatever. And she's like, Kevin's like, it doesn't matter. Who cares whether the men are ready or the men aren't ready? Are you a wife? If you're not a wife, then who cares if a man's ready to be a husband or whatever? Because you'll be passed over. You'll be skipped over. If you're not a wife, if you're not training to become a wife, why does it matter if other men are ready to be husbands? Because you're not ready for your job anyway. So he puts it right back on them and makes them talk it out. Just like here. It's like, tell me why. Tell me why.
Right now, I've just been working on myself. Like I said, I'm finishing up school. I work.
School has nothing to do with being a wife or a mother.
Well, right now, as far as just being a wife, I wouldn't even say that it's nothing that I'm doing as far as like practicing for that.
So
Some
you
things I've just naturally been taught.
so as an educated woman, as an
Uh-huh.
intelligent woman, you expect somebody to just hire you your potential, and you're supposed to do this on the job training.
Well, I mean, that's what training is for. So
No, it's not. No, it's not. See, this is the funny thing about you ladies. The funny thing about you ladies is you expect the man to take that kind of risk. I'm going to marry you on your potential, but you don't date on potential. You date on security. And the answer is, yeah, Kevin. I'm just like so many other women in my generation. I know how to go to school, and I can prepare for take care of myself. But as far as actually being a wife and a mother, I'm doing absolutely nothing. I can see, even if for you, so you can see your grandmother and your great grandmother, you're practically doing nothing because you expect a man to accept you as you are. And I got news for all you young ladies. That's not good enough. That's why men, that's a big reason why men under 30 aren't looking at you guys as wives, because they're like, what am I getting? I know how to deal with you now. I know how to date you and have sex with you.
Yeah.
That's all that's required.
But I feel like also men under 30 don't want marriage. You got to understand, my generation, these guys don't want to get.
But it doesn't matter. See, the problem is men under 30. The problem is you ladies aren't wives. That's the problem.
But I love her though. She belongs to the street. So sad, so sad, so sad. That you can Josh. She belongs to the street. You might have said you love that girl, but she belongs to the gang. And when she with me, I let her do her thing.
He didn't get off topic there. He didn't let her spin it. So the first part again that I want to show you on this part was right here.
So I feel like age, I'm not opposed to starting.
Hold on. Before we start talking about what are you a wife?
No.
So let's not worry about what the problem is with and without men. Because the question I'm going to ask you are, you want to settle down and be a wife? All right. What qualifies you to do that?
Right there. What qualifies you to do it? So that's how he started that little segment. And then she tried to sling it around and blame it on the men around. And this is how he ended the segment. This is good focus, staying on topic and not letting her. We always talk about women are psychological ninjas. And you can see how if you don't know what's going on and you can't stay on top of all that, they can easily jump around this game. He's dealt with too many women to let that happen to him anymore.
That's all that's required.
But I feel like also men under 30 don't want marriage. You got to understand, my generation, these guys don't want to get.
But it doesn't matter. See, the problem is men under 30. The problem is you ladies aren't wives. That's the problem.
Right there, right? So he started it. That's why I love that. He started that asking, "Are you a wife?" And then blah blah blah. And then she tried to, but you don't understand. You don't understand. He goes right back to this. No. The problem is, you're not a wife. You ladies aren't wives. You're not wife material. That's the problem. Stop blaming men on this.
So for my question for you is, how could I be wise moving forward?
Well, how are you learning from your mother and your grandmother? How are you learning from your grandmother and your great grandmother? What have you learned from them? Who have you asked? What women have you asked? Teach me how to be a wife.
Yeah.
Anybody?
I mean, me and my mom talk about it, but it's different because she's not married. And I would talk about it more with my grandma, but actually both of my grandmas are sick right now, so that is definitely not a conversation. But unfortunately, they're alive. But
ultimately, the point is this: your mother's generation, the women from baby boomers and Generation X down did not prepare you women for anything other than being independent.
Very true.
And that's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Yeah.
Because it is.
And that's why you'll buy a dog and die alone. Okay, before we continue on with this clip, what he did right here is really smart. This is the difference between when I've seen men fail trying to speak logic to women versus be successful. And he did this thing right here, which is huge. Show you a little replay of it.
Slow it down. I still got the feeling, baby.
Okay, so again, this is what a lot of the guys I've seen that are unsuccessful with this is what they do wrong, is that they bring up an act or something that a woman's doing, and they accuse her, and they freeze her out, and they try to hold her specifically, individually accountable, which we know women are PR experts, public relations experts. They're going to spin the story, especially if you're on live with a bunch of people. They're going to spin it. They don't want to look like they're the victim, or they don't want to look like they're the perpetrator. They're the reason that everything is wrong. So one thing that I see guys that kind of do wrong is they attack the woman, and they specifically say, like, you've slept with 50 men. Guess what that does? And they point it on her, rather than saying, hey, if a woman slept with, tons and tons of men and not singling her out, then at least her ears will be a little bit open. Versus when you attack her, she gets defensive, glazed over. The other thing he does is you have to have a common enemy. So what most women, right, are coming in, who is their common enemy right now for almost every single woman that's single? The common enemy is men. Men. Men's fault. Patriarchy, men's fault. Men aren't grown up enough. Men are players. Men are this. They're not ready for it. Men are the common enemy. You have to have a common enemy. You have to have something that they can relate to. Goes back to our storytelling days, basically, of how we grew up as a civilization. But you have to have a common enemy for them to be able to shift some of this blame, some of this focus from. So again, most guys that do this wrong, they either target a girl out individually, and they put the hot seat right on her, and they bring her under fire and make her she's in the wrong, or they try to say, no, men aren't the enemy, men aren't the enemy, men aren't the enemy. But just like if you have a bad habit, it's hard to quit any habit cold turkey. You have to replace the habit. So instead of saying, no, men aren't the enemy, men aren't the enemy, men aren't the enemy, right? You have to replace the enemy for women to grasp on and make sense, or else they're not going to listen. They're going to shut their ears, la, 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 la. You're mansplaining to me. I don't hear you. So that right here, just notice this next, 16 seconds or 26 seconds. Genius in a sense of how he, under the radar, creates a common enemy, and listen for who that common enemy is. It's not men, and he's not blaming this specific woman. Watch how he does this. And then watch her eyes light up.
But ultimately, the point is this. Your mother's generation, the women from baby boomers and Generation X down did not prepare you women for anything other than being independent.
Very true.
And that's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Boom. Okay, right? You can't say men aren't the problem and not give them something else, because that's what she believes. You can't blame it all on her because she's born to not take that responsibility on and shift the blame. You got to give a common enemy, and watch her eyes light up.
And that's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Oh, oops. Sorry. Is that like this?
Mother's generation, the women from baby boomers and Generation X down did not prepare you women for anything other than being independent.
Very.
Right there, you see that? Look at her eyebrows raise. That's a different engagement that she's given than, and this is so opposite. And I don't want to name drop certain channels because everyone's learning and doing their own thing and whatever. But I've seen other guys that just do it, and it's just like they're just reprimanding her. Listen. Here's the error of your ways, and if you don't stop your errors, this is what's gonna happen to you. If you're not thinking long term, it's cringy because it's awkward to just sit there. Have you ever sat with two friends or even, a couple, and they get in an argument and it's just this awkward tension. And it's just like, you have to sit there and watch it and experience it. It's cringy. That's what happens when guys try to come on and like lecture women when they're not asking for it. But these girls come on to Kevin Samuels' channel asking for advice, so he has the complete floor. He's not going to them saying, here's how you got to do it. That doesn't work either. They're coming to him first, and then he doesn't put up with all that crap, and he gives them a different enemy. He gives them a common enemy rather than making it's all your fault, because like we've always said, women are not going to take responsibility or accountability. It's how it was hardwired into them. Unless they learned it really from a young age, probably from a really strong father figure, most women naturally are not going to be looking to take accountability and responsibility for most things.
True.
And that's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Yeah.
Because it is unreasonable to expect a man to go out and accept a woman on her potential. And the thing is, you're maybe too mature for the guys your age, but you're too immature for the men who are looking for wives.
Yeah.
The men who are looking for wives need to bypass you because you're not that. So the standard of becoming fit is on you women. It's on all of you to become fit for what it is you say you want, not just somebody take me as I am because I'm a nice person and I can learn. Absolutely not. The pressure needs to be firmly on you ladies to become wives, if that's what you want.
So how do you feel about like a woman that's willing to compromise and grow and evolve when dealing with a man?
It's still on the job. A man still has to, that means a man still has to accept you below standard. They're bringing nothing to the table except an ability to learn. What does that get you in an open market? In an open market, what does that level of skill get you? It gets you minimum wage. I don't know anything, but I'm willing to learn and work hard. Go wash those dishes. Go sweep that floor. Go pick up that trash. They don't throw you on a computer terminal or give you the accounting software.
Right.
That's smart too. That's a good way he brings it together, is relating it to something like that, like work experience. Well, a lot of women are going, I'm a woman, you should wife me up, you'd be lucky to have me. And basically flying by the seat of their pants. Yeah, I'll learn on the job. I'll learn how to be a wife when it happens. And what Kevin's saying is, where would that get you on the marketplace? You would get a minimum wage job. Hey, I'm a learner. I don't have any skills necessarily for the job I'm applying for, but I'm a learner. I'm a hard worker. Okay, here you go. Wash the dishes, sweep the floor. Minimum wage skills. Get you the minimum wage pay. So that's how he's relating it here. If women have no skills of being wives, why would any man take that risk to hire them? They would rather hire somebody that has all of the requirements. They already have all the job experience, all that training, or they're ready for it, rather than the guy having to teach them on the job, on the fly.
But women today don't look at relationships like that. You look at men as though I got a job, I'm educated, I can pay my rent, this and that, and that's fine for sex and date and hooking up. But for a man to put a ring on your finger and decide to make you the mother of his children, did you watch the video that went viral on World Star with those two 23-year-old women?
I don't really look at World Star.
Well, it was on my YouTube channel. And unfortunately, young ladies, y'all gonna have to realize that men are saying, what am I getting? Because even if a man was a husband looking for a wife, he would need to get just like you would want the best deal you could get, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but if I love them, I'm willing. You get what I'm saying?
I get that you ladies think love matters, and that's cute, but it don't matter. See, you gotta love a man to be willing to do what you already should know. Say it again. You got to love a man to be willing to do what you should already know. What your grandmother and your great-grandmother already knew. A man has to take you, deal with you. Then you got to fall in love with him. That means not a good deal. And see, this hasn't been told to women. So where you're honestly thinking the problem is with men, and the problem is not with men. Today its problem is with women.
I don't think it's just with us though.
Well,
Kevin, not all of us. And I'm saying this from
so that's how we got started. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when I said that's why I said it's always subjective.
Yeah.
It's always subjective, and then we'll get into no fault. Not all women are like that.
Yeah.
2 ultimate defense fallback positions. All women aren't like that, and everything is subjective. That's where you fall back to when you have no winning argument. It's the Hail Mary. It's supposed to stop everything. And I keep pushing on through. Nope.
I love that. So I've seen some stuff in the comments here, and so we see these videos over and over again on his channel. If you've watched him wherever, and you see it over and over again, the women come in and they try to talk their way out, try to snake their way out of it. And so on one hand, we can go, it's not working. Women aren't listening at all. They just keep calling in with the same type of high standards and all that. It's not working. Well, I kind of have 2 rebuttals to that. One is the video at the end here. I will show you that will kind of, it seems to be working on some women, that they're understanding and getting it. That's one hand. The second part, though, which to me is more important than anything, is talk about the mass red pilling of men. Because most men, if you watch Kevin Samuels' videos, look at all the comments. There's so many men watching his videos commenting. Yes, thank you. Finally, someone's saying it. Yes, this is what we have to deal with. Yes, yes, yes. So even if not a single woman learned from Kevin Samuels' videos, even if not a single one did, he would be doing such a service to society, in my opinion, just by the sheer amount of numbers of men that watch it and they just go, oh my God, they're unreasonable. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's mass red pilling to all the men. Even though the women come in, you go, how did she not understand? Oh my gosh. Every guy that watches that is thinking, holy cow, how does she not see her own lack of logic at this? And guys see it and then they go, oh my gosh, that was kind of funny. That's crazy. And they watch another video. Oh my gosh, that girl was like that too. Another video. What the heck? That girl was like it too. And then they go, they see the comments and guys are like, MGTOW, oh, red pill, all that. And they're like, what's this all about? And then they start going. Guys, it starts somewhere. Even if not a single woman learned from Kevin Samuels, just the fact, in a good way, in my opinion, it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Even if Kevin Samuels was some master mad scientist and he was actually a MGTOW deep down, again, he's not, or whatever, not, I don't know. I'm just saying he could be this evil genius in a good way going, I'm going to get my point across. But since I can't talk to men about this, I get banned, I get censored, I get, shadow banned, all that, hate speech. What if I have the same message basically, but I talk to women and I let them expose themselves? Either way, whatever his intentions are, I don't know. I've never met him. But the product that comes out is only good, in my opinion. It's only waking people up, and it's making a lot of these women go, is that really how I sound? Is that really how I sound?
Now, if this was a college, if this was a problem with education, if you wanted to have a certain standard of living and make a certain amount of money, you understood you need to go to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you understand I need to go into debt or do something to figure out how I'm going to pay for this because they're not going to give it to me. And you do all that just to get an opportunity to get out there and work.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that kind of input in man?
You haven't even asked her. I mean, you haven't even asked any women, hey, how do I get a husband? How do I get prepared for a husband? Because for the longest, you ladies have been told, just be a woman, and because you have a vagina, somebody will take you.
Yeah.
Now, do you ladies drop the price of vagina?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I agree with that. This is why
marriage is declining. This is why marriage is declining, because women today are not making a good case for average women becoming wives. Now,
he said what we've talked about the last few streams. The price of pink stink is crashing. Her punani is crashing. Oops. The flooded pink stink market lowers the cost and the demand.
Ladies, do you ladies drop the price of vagina?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I agree with that.
This is why marriage is declining. This is why marriage is declining, because women today are not making a good case for average women becoming wives. Now,
yeah, everything he's saying, that's why I say, and I don't know if I'm the only one, but this is why I love his channel, because every conversation that I watch or listen to here, it goes through my own filter in my brain, and I process and I try to figure out what, if someone's confused about something, I try to figure out where are they not seeing the blind, the blind spot. That goes through my mind constantly when I'm watching stuff like this. So as I listen to these, it's like boom, boom, boom. This comes out and he's like, you guys flooded, you guys lowered the cost of your pink stink. That's why marriage is dropping. That's exactly what he said. That's what we could do a whole presentation on. So when I watch these type of things, in my head, it's just like, yep. Oh, boom, that clip goes in my brain, and it just goes through, and it's like, yep, here's the filter. Yeah, predictable. Oh, yeah, over and over. It all makes sense. That's what I love about this. And if it all makes sense, if it makes sense to myself, if it makes sense to you guys, it's only a matter of time before it makes sense to others. Like we had from, was that Data Dive's comment? He said maybe only 30% of women will wake up to this or gain something from Kevin Samuels, but 60% or more of men might. It's only a matter of time before it starts to make sense. Before you can only see the destruction of society for so long before you start to piece things together. Oh, everyone, I was never allowed to socially shame a woman for sleeping with 954 dudes. I'm not allowed to socially shame her. That shouldn't matter, right? That doesn't matter. That just made the woman who she is today. Yeah, you can have that BS propaganda in your mind for so long until you start to see all of these women, these WAP women that have the same type of entitled attitude. They come on, nobody better ask me about my body count. None of your business. None of your business. Guys see it, and then they wake up. They piece it together. How can you not?
Women who are truly high value women who are dealing with the higher value men, they're still moving in a traditional male-female gender way. But the other, 70 to 80%, that's where it is. So thank you for being honest, but if you want to be married.
No, I do. I really don't want to be out here. I don't want no city girl summer. I don't want none of that. No.
I get it.
That's not me.
So what are you going to do about it? I get what you don't want, but what are you going to do about it?
I have to prepare myself now, even more than I feel like I already know, just like I said, from what I've saw. But I will say this, it's very difficult when you are growing up. Like for me, I grew up with like a single mom, so it is very difficult when you're growing up in that environment. My mom is very independent, so I always have been taught that. That's just how me and my sister, that's just how we are.
I feel sympathetic. I feel sympathy for you young ladies, but here's the reality. Your mother grew up in a world where the men and women dated the people around them. You live in a world that's connected online.
Yep, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
Well, it's horrible because I've said this before and I'll say it again. You ladies, you need to prepare for being a wife and to getting married and being a wife more than you prepare to be independent. More than you prepare for these jobs and careers.
I've just really thought that mindset this year. Like, really, this year has settled me a lot.
Well, then, if that's the case, then you need. And if that's the case at 24,
yes, you
need to start sprinting towards that knowledge and information and doing whatever you got to take, because
I saw this here. Heard about MGTOW from It's a Gundam. I enjoy that guy's channel. He's got a cool style. He seems like he'd be a fun guy to kick a couple beers back with, play some video games or something. Yeah. Oh, he said something else right there that is just that we always talk about. What was it? Right.
To getting married and being a wife, more than you prepare to be independent. More than you prepare for these jobs and careers.
I've just really.
Thank you for being honest. I feel sympathetic. I feel sympathy for you young ladies, but here's the reality. Your mother grew up in a world where the men and women dated the people around them. You live in a world that's connected online.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, something we talk about. This would be such a easy way to just teach guys about women is from his streams. Where do I have this? I know. Okay, so again, hypergamy simplified. A woman wants the highest status man she can attain to protect and provide for herself and her children, past her future. What Kevin Samuels said, hey, your mother, your grandmother, they just dated the men around them. They didn't have the online game. What we know about this, again, we talk about it all the time. The problem, modern hypergamy isn't realistic because of how easy it is for women to get dates and sex. Her hypergamy inflates her standards. There's so many reasons for this, but again, what Kevin Samuels said, the mother or the grandmother didn't have access to this. On one hand, that was a way smaller pool of men or of women to dip in and date around with. So on one hand, right, you don't have nearly as many of the alpha widow syndrome you're going to have because these women can only date the men in their certain area. As opposed to being able to log on 2 hours away. Oh, I want this guy from this major city. I want this guy from over here. I want this guy from over here. So on one hand, the pool was smaller. Also, the alpha widow syndrome was smaller because they could only go in their small community. But on the other hand, in that same way, because of you only dating around in your community, word of mouth mattered. You don't think, we all know, guys, we all know, at least when I went to high school, you all knew who the slutty girls were. When I was in college, I knew who the slutty sororities were. And within each sorority, we knew who the slutty girls were in each sorority. There's like maps wherever you go. People know. So back then also, there was social shaming. You knew everyone in the community. Well, if you knew that one girl was
She's the village bicycle. Everyone's had a ride.
That got passed around, and maybe she was still uses the village bicycle, but nobody wifeyed her up. Except for potentially the hunchback in the town over that had never talked to a person in years. He might be the only person that would wifey up the village bicycle. But other than that, no way, because of how it would spread in that small community. All rules are gone these days. Hypergamy has run rampant. So we're left with what we're left with.
And it's horrible. And it's horrible. It's horrible.
Skip to, okay, now we're going to get into this last part here. We're skipping like a good 20 minutes of this, guys. She was on a long time for this one. All right, we're going to 44:36, way up here. And this is, again, for anyone that wasn't here earlier, the drinking game we have is when you laugh this evening, you drink. For whatever reason, if you laugh, you drink. Now, because I prepared this, and I'll just be honest, a part coming up here is where I just started cracking up. I know that I was going to laugh, so I'm going to take a shot right now beforehand to hold my composure for the laughing that I would do and would have to drink during. I'm going to do my girl Belle, man. Look at that. Look how sexy she looks. Oops. That little yellow dress. My girl Belle, all right. Oh, yeah, here we go. To Kevin Samuels and to Books and to Belle. Woo! All right.
Like any advice for me because
Wait. We'll go right.
Far more often than anything else, you ladies are taught how to leave.
very
And
true.
that's not going to work. So appreciate you calling in.
Oh, wait a second, guys. It wasn't even supposed to be my notes there. I'm all over the place here, but what did he just say there?
To terms with the mistakes they've made.
Sure are.
Don't be like them. Don't be like them because there is no wife school. It's not for the men to change. It's for you ladies to actually recognize I got to put work in to become a woman that a man needs to retain, not a girl he just needs to hook up with.
Yeah.
Because without that, so a lot of women get mad at me when I talk about all kind of things, but at the end of the day, you talking about men don't cheat the exercise option, this and that. I'm talking about what it takes to be in a long-term relationship. And far more often than anything else, you ladies are taught how to leave.
They've been taught how to leave.
Hey, hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. I had to find a way to get this in there. Let's do it again. Oh, that's not it. Dang it. Got him wrong. Yeah, women have been taught how to leave, and with online dating apps, it makes sense. Swipe, they can find a new man. Fear of missing out. What if, oh, this guy's all right, one little thing he messes up, maybe something else is better out there. I get it. I understand why.
Hey, hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
I'm a runner, I'm a track star.
Very
And
true.
that's not going to work. So appreciate you calling in.
Can I ask you one question before I go?
Oh my goodness, go ahead.
I know, we've been having a great conversation. I'm really enjoying you. And the next song you should play is Diana Ross, Upside Down, because that is my jam, okay?
Has nothing to do with the topic.
I know,
Go
I
ahead.
know. But anyway, before I leave, do you have like any advice for me? Because you're telling me like what the women should have taught us and this and that. But could you give me at least like 5 solid things that I can do or work towards
Yep.
for a man? Can you give me that?
Yep. Sex, sandwich, silence.
Sex, sandwich, and silence. Those are 3.
Yep.
You give me
Sex,
2 more?
sandwich, yeah. Silence and silence.
Really? Because I feel like when I'm silent, that don't work. Because one time
You don't
they
have a
was
man.
telling me.
See? You ask me.
I know. Okay.
You ask me and I tell you. Men want sex, sandwich, and silence. You need to be a place of peace. Not an annoyance. Not a, well, we need silence.
Okay.
Silence. Silence. That's
I
why
like
said
them
more
3.
silence.
I can work
I
with
didn't
it.
say more sex. I didn't say more sandwich. I said more silence.
Okay.
And another thing, say yes.
My mom just taught me that. That's so crazy you said that. I used to be very no. My mom just told me to be more yes. When a guy asks me want to hang out, when a guy...
You can't make this shit up.
This is so crazy, Kevin.
You cannot
My
make
mom
this. This is
just
why I
me
told
this.
you silence. This is why I told you silence. You can't make it up.
Oh my goodness.
You cannot make this shit up. Silence. Because y'all think it's being cute. And y'all think it's funny when you're getting back and forth and arguments and assassins. Men don't want to deal with you. That's why men die earlier, because stress levels. Men want peace. And if you can't say yes, buy a dog and die alone. Because guess what? Becky, Marisol, Mylene, Anu, they know how to say yes.
They sure do.
And they are coming after your college-educated black men.
They are.
Because y'all are leaving them on the ground. Because they're corny, they're goofy, and they're lame. And because you don't know how to sex sandwich silence and say yes and be peaceful. Your choice, though. No pain, no gain.
Night.
Night. No pain, no pain, no gain.
'Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Okay. So to give you a little more context, and by the way, when I first saw that last bar, I lost it because there's what you guys can't see here in the background here is this is a 47-minute and 4-second video. 47 minutes between himself and her. And when I tell you that I fast forwarded through 30 plus minutes of that, there was no reason for me to need to fast forward through Kevin Samuels' parts. I fast forward through the motor mouth talker there because she would just go tangent over here, tangent, yap, tangent over here, tangent over here, and Kevin had to keep bringing her back. He had no, stop talking about that. He had to bring her back, and he does this all the time. But this is 47 minutes of that. Again, lots of the stuff I skipped over was just motor mouth. And he ends with that part. This is the best part. It's so funny. The 3 tips that a woman needs, super simple. Versus, right, guys? You know how many tips you need as a man in the dating game these days to do it well. Like everything matters. This matters. The timing matters. How you reply. All that matters. Women's game plan: sex, sandwich, and silence. Do they need much more than that, guys? Do they need much more than that to make a man happy? Not really. Pretty simple.
Song you should play is Diana Ross, Upside Down, because that is my jam, okay?
Has nothing to do with the topic.
I know.
Go ahead.
But anyway, before I leave, do you have like any advice for me? Because you're telling me like what the women should have taught us and this and that. But could you give me at least like 5 solid things that I can do or work towards
Yep.
for a man? Can you give me that?
Yep. Sex, sandwich, silence.
Sex, sandwich, and silence. Those are 3.
Yep.
You give
Sex,
me 2 more?
Yeah. Silence and silence.
Really? Because I feel like when I'm silent, that don't work. Because one time they was telling me.
See. You asked me.
I know. Okay.
You asked me, and I tell you, men want sex, sandwich, and silence. You need to be a place of peace, not an annoyance, not a we need silence.
Okay.
Silence.
Look, guys, she heard and she understood for about 3 seconds. About 3 seconds. You guys ever played the quiet game with a kid that won't stop talking? Hey, let's play the quiet game. See if I bet you can't go a whole minute without talking. And it's so hard for them. Staring at the clock like, oh, it's really hard for me. That's what this is like, right? She's fine for 3 seconds. 3 seconds, she's okay. It's sinking in. Sex, sandwich, silence. Got it. Boom. Making a change. Earlier in all of this, you guys didn't see, this girl on the bottom said that she believes she would only need about an 8-month course for marriage and she'd be good to go. She said most other women would need 3 or 4 years, but she would only need like an 8-month course and she'd be good to go.
I said more silence. I didn't say more sex. I didn't say more sandwich. I said more silence.
Okay.
And another thing, say yes.
My mom just taught me that. That's so crazy you said that. I used to be very no. My mom just told me to be more yes. When a guy asks me want to hang out, when a guy...
You can't make this shit up.
This is so crazy, Kevin.
You cannot make this. This is why I told you silence. This is why I told you silence. You can't make it up.
Oh my goodness.
You cannot make this shit up. Silence. Because y'all think it's being cute. And y'all think it's...
Too good. This man has got some patience, guys. This man has got some patience. I was a teacher with 23 7 and 8-year-olds, 6, 7, and 8-year-olds in class. People thought I had patience. You watch some of these streams. No. Kevin's got patience. He's got some patience, man. Oh, boy. Oh, that's too good. Okay, so that was video 2. Video 2 of, and then we got one last video for today. And we do have a Prince quiz going for this next video. This will be a little bit of fun. While we're waiting though, let's just put the green screen on here. Let's go. Let's get the new cougar. You guys will see this next time I edit a video that has a cougar in it. An attractive older lady.
There's been spottings of a cougar.
Say go, say go, say cool, say cool, say go, say go, say cool.
Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're on to video 3. So, first video gave a little introduction to Kevin Samuels, what he believes in and why he kind of preaches to the demographic that he does. Second video, a little taste of Kevin Samuels in just a normal girl calling in. It wasn't some viral one. There's a lot of great viral clips. It was just a normal conversation. And now we have one that this came out a week or a couple weeks ago, I believe. Let's see this. This one was called "Thank You, Kevin Samuels, for Saving My Marriage." I gave it a thumbs up. And it's by Radha, Submissive Wife, Happy Life, Michaels. That's at least this morning, or yesterday of the channel I got it from. Okay, so this lady right here, and she's going to give her perspective on what? Oh, she's going to give her perspective on Kevin Samuels and what he did to save her marriage, as she says it. So we will do a Prince quiz here early on, but I'll give you 10 seconds to warm up to her first.
Hey everybody, this is Radha at Radha Tells the Truth, Radha Tells the Truth 2.0, and now Radha, Submissive Wife, Happy Life. Third channel.
Okay, that's all you get to start with her. That's it. That's all you get. No, we don't need that. We need... Okay, guys, we got a Prince quiz here. Prince quiz. And your job is to rate. What would you currently rate this woman? Currently. I know I only gave you 10 seconds. Give your honest opinion of your first impression. What do you rate what you've seen here? We didn't see much, but... right? I'm not trying to get you guys on this. I just want an honest opinion. What do you guys kind of rate her now? And then I'll give you a chance again at the end to change your rating or keep the same. So go ahead, you can get that in. I'm going to take my last shot I have set up here for the video. Anyone else taking shots? Let's do it together here. We got, the redhead. Oh, by the way, guys. I think I've told you guys this before, but okay, I've gotten, all right, so in college, I got with a Snow White on Halloween. She was dressed as Snow White, and I've always been a fan of Disney. So I had a little thing for the Disney princesses. So in college, I got Snow White off my back by having a fun night on Halloween. I believe I was Buddy the Elf the year that me and Snow White hooked up. So I got Snow White there. Cinderella, that one I've done multiple times with girls. They dress up as Cinderella, blondes or whatever. It's part of the fun. Belle, had that character quite a few times as well. That's a fun one. Ariel, this girl, I had a redhead who custom sewed her own Ariel sequin little dress, and she bought this giant metal fork. She showed up. She showed up. It was back when I was living in my apartments. She showed up with not a big coat on, covering up. And the first thing I see when I open up the door is this girl. She like opens up her coat and she's got her Ariel costume on, and she has this big, oversized trident that she showed up with at my place. So this one, we're gonna shout this one out to my. I'm not gonna say her name, but we'll just say my first Ariel here. Ooh, there we go. Oh, and to Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, of course. Woo! Tequila, man. I like it. All right, do we got some ratings yet? Okay, we got some. Good. 3. She looks 50. Yeah, she's not like young or anything. She's older. 4.5. Nice. 4, 3. Okay, -1, 4, 4, 2. Okay, perfect, guys. This is good. I wanted you guys to get your honest kind of opinion. And now, let's watch a little bit about this. Because the question of today was, will Kevin Samuels be able to change modern women?
I just wanted to give a shout out today and a huge thank you to Mr. Kevin Samuels for this incredible life's work that he has just been pouring his heart and soul out to all of us. And it's absolutely just life-changing. So, it actually saved my marriage, because we have just been through so much, over 21 years of marriage. We've been together since we were 14 years old, me and my husband. And, very quickly, early on, I realized submissive wife was the way to go, and it was my husband's way or the highway. So, that we fell in line pretty quickly. I fell in line pretty quickly, but there was still a lot of struggles and things like that. And especially when it comes to having a high value man that is wanted by a lot of women and how to deal with that. So in that aspect, especially, sorry, I'm sweating. I like to go outside. It was liberating. It was liberating to realize that my husband wants me to be his queen for all the days of his life. Whatever may ever transpire or has ever transpired, not that I ever know of, but that's how wonderfully he's treated me. That's how well he's taken care of me. I've never heard anything. And as far as I know, he's been completely faithful. And if he wasn't, I sure as heck would know the difference. The way he's loved me passionately, amazingly, unconditionally, through weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, through my unsubmissive, bratty moods and my mood swings. And the man's been amazing and supported me, taken care of me, allowed me to raise our children from home, all these years, and has supplied for my needs after he goes. He has prepared. That's an incredible man. And
so the first kind of impression I got of her is, it's things that you don't correlate, in my opinion, with modern women, and she seems appreciative and grateful. Those are two words that stick out to me from the start of this, and that's not something that you typically find in a lot of women these days, in my opinion, is appreciative and grateful, especially for a man and what he does or what he brings to a woman's life.
Listen to Mr. Samuel's programs and listening to the different qualities of what makes a high quality man. And I'm looking at my husband, and I've always admired him. I always believed in him. I always knew he's of great value, but I did not realize how high value my husband really is, and where he's about to go in the next few years, his last few years that top off his career. They're going to be mind-blowingly amazing.
So one thing right there that she said that she learned from Kevin Samuel's channel is that she didn't realize how high value her man is until she started watching his channel. And that's the other thing that that Kevin Samuels does a really good job of, is that he brings up a lot of statistics. For instance, he asks women a certain series of questions. He usually has kind of the certain ones he goes to, and he usually gets it out of them on how much money do you want a man to make, or how much money do you expect, or how many children do you want? Do you want to work full-time or part-time, or how much do you want to put towards the bills? And he asks those questions first, and they get it out there. And then he basically tells her, well, here's what you're going to need a man to make to have a family of 2 or a family of 3 in that area. Just to be middle class, you're going to need this type of salary. And then he's like, okay, so you need a man over $100,000 a year. Do you know the percentages of men that you're talking about? And then he'll literally break down the percentages to these women. So as he talks to them, they start to go, oh my God, I didn't realize that, the men that are over 6 foot, there's only this, amount of them. The men that have their own business or have the flexible lifestyle, there's only this amount of them. The men that earn this much money, there's only this amount of them, and every single woman is competing for that small minority of men. So that's the other thing, that the women that do have a man that understand from his channel, and this is what I kind of covered in my MGTOW 10-year prediction, is part of the whole kind of cycle, is that the modern single women, people won't side with them for much longer. Because the married women are going to start realizing, to keep my guy's high value, to keep him, holy cow, I better do something. I better step my game up. Now, again, not everyone will realize this, but as this becomes more mainstream talked about, these type of women that had a husband, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how lucky I was. I better be really nice. I better treat him good. And right, these are going to be the women that turn on the single women. SWAT, get away from me, you crazy feminists, because those are going to be the women that are going to try to take away her man. Likewise, normal men watch this channel and they get red pilled and they see this and they're like, well, shoot, what do I have to, why would I be excited to marry a woman if she's looking for some guy that makes $125,000 a year and he does this, and that, and she won't even look my way, where all the work I've done, all the things I've done in my life, everything I've accomplished, because of how brainwashed she is. So now the men also are going to turn on the women here. So you're going to have the single women are going to be left on an island, because the married women will not want to side with these women anymore, because they're going to be like, oh crap, nope, you're crazy, you're feminist, you're crazy, my man won't want you because you're crazy. She's going to side against these single women as well. That is when we start to see more of a mass shift, is when married women, single men basically team up in a sense and shun these promiscuous thought women out on the CC these days.
And I'm so grateful, because if I had the old thought process, which I had to unlearn very uncomfortably, I could have ruined it all. And he has so many friends that their wives are divorcing them and taking half of their pension, half of everything. And so they're retiring on crap money. And I told my husband, baby, I'll never divorce you. I'm with you through it all.
I don't know if women understand the power in that. Not that women, I don't want women to like hear this and then start lying to a bunch of guys there, but the thing she said there is that I will never divorce you. The reason that stood out to me is because I remember specifically growing up when I was younger, so I didn't really know much of the intricacies of all this, but when some of my friends' parents started getting divorced and all that stuff. And I remember my mom at one point telling me and my 2 brothers, and she said this in front of my dad multiple times too, your father and I will never get a divorce. We will never get divorced. Don't you guys worry. We'll never get divorced. And I remember hearing that as young. And again, I don't know whether that shaped me in a certain way, but I remember hearing that, and it was a very firm thing. And I didn't realize that that's kind of a rare thing. Like I said, I've gotten pretty dang lucky with not only my mother, But a lot of the women in my life, a lot of my aunts, and they had that mindset. We're going to work through it. A lot of my aunts and their husbands, my uncles, they had this old school mindset. We're going to work through it. Just like she said there, I'll never divorce you. When, like she said, a lot of her husband's friend or coworkers, their wives are starting to divorce them and take half their pension and all that. But she said that to him. That is huge. That's a big thing right there. Just that mindset alone. I will never divorce you. I really didn't think that was a big deal until I started to dig into all of the court systems and stuff. A few years ago, I wouldn't have really thought that was a big deal. I'd kind of be like, well, yeah, probably because I'd want to divorce you if you're getting lazy and all that stuff. Like, that's how my mindset would have been. But now I'm like, that's actually powerful for her to say something like that.
We've built this life, and he's worked very, very hard. And at this point, credit needs to go where credit is due. And I give him the honor of being the king of this castle. Well, he's earned it, and it's his regardless. The master of his own domain. He is my Lord and Master. I mean, God and Jesus come first. Obviously, that's fine. That's great. God, thank you, Lord. Not trying to be disrespectful, but we're trying to stay in the natural realm of relationships and how men and women get along. And I heard Mr. Samuel say in a time past, these are the nobility, the kings, the noblemen, the lords of the land, And I've said that before in many of my videos about imagining your husband as if he was a king. How would you treat him? And it really helped me to understand that men can truly love a woman and still may need to do things, whatever. And that my job is to do my job and not to question him on how or what he does. That man takes good care of me.
She doesn't question him. That's attractive. To me, that's super attractive. She doesn't question him. She doesn't argue, bicker. Now, again, of course, she probably has many times before, and I don't know their relationship. But the fact that she's acknowledging this and bringing this up and talking about this means at least it's on her radar. And that's something that she knows that she should be doing. She doesn't question him. That's huge. Because I don't know about you guys. I question myself enough. I question things. I research something. I research something else. I research this over there. I research this over there. I constantly question myself. I constantly look for holes in my own arguments. I constantly look for holes in my own habits. So I don't need a woman to sit here and question me. That's attractive to me, just to hear something like that from a woman. It's like, I don't question him. I just do my job. I know what my job is. I do it well, and I know he's going to do his job, and I don't question him. I like that. I don't know about you guys, but to me, she gets more attractive as she speaks. In fact, I'm going to, partly because I just want to force this in, but I'm going to give her a little cougar.
There's been spottings of a cougar.
Say go, say go, say cool, say cool, say go, say go, say cool.
I really just wanted to force that one in there. But her mindset is very attractive to me.
Amazing care of me. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to Mr. Samuels. I told my husband, go to Colombia. His friends are going to Colombia on a fishing trip. I said, go, baby, go enjoy everything. Just go do whatever you want to do. And he turned around and was like, I love you. And you're my Colombia. And, I want to take you to the Caribbean. And I was like, wow. And I've just been telling him that you deserve it. Let me know. You want to bring someone in? The kids are almost grown. Let me know. I mean, that's just how much love I have for him, so much appreciation I have for him, that I'm willing to just, what you want, baby? What do you want? You deserve it. And men in his field, first responders, very stressful life, tend to not look, he wants to live maybe another 20 years, and that breaks my heart. And he says, that's if I'm a perfect angel. So why wouldn't I want to make it the best years of his life? He's earned it. He'll have the money, whatever he wants. And he knows that. And I've never seen my husband so happy Mr. Kevin Samuels, Mr. Godfather, just thank you from the bottom of my heart, because he came to me and he said, I never thought that you would ever say this to me. I never thought you would say that I could bring another woman in, or I could do this, whatever. He's like, you know, and he's just like, my loyalty to him, my faithfulness to him, and the way I've just like held it down here, raised his kids, I'm for him. He said I, you know, treat him like a king, and I worship his cock, and I sure enough do. And yes, I do. Damn straight I do. I love, That's the highlight of my day, is getting to be with my daddy and doing whatever he wants to do. I've surrendered my entire life to him, and that's been the best decision of my life.
This is the attitude. We always talk about the plantation. The plantation, get stuck on the plantation. This is the attitude of a woman that would keep a man happily on the plantation. If a man even knew the plantation was there, but she had this attitude, he would be happy to do it. Even what she said there is like, I can't, he couldn't believe that I would say, hey, whatever you want, if you want another girl and all that. It's like, I don't think women understand that us men are pretty simple and easy. And just even the fact that she said something like that, that she was willing to acquiesce if he wanted it, that's enough for him right there. That just lit him up enough. Like, just the fact that she would even say that's a possibility, I bet you that's all he needed. And that's just like, dang, that's really cool, man. Wow, she really does want me to be happy. It's just so different. This is where I go. And I started this giving you guys the scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate her? Because we're all aware of the wall here. And that's the thing. Girls get so angry when men talk about the wall. I get these texts in my personal life, guys. Adam, I watched your video at the wall. I just got another one the other day. Some girl trying to like brag to me about the men she was with, and I watched your wall video, and I'm still able to get around with the hot blah blah blah, like bragging to me. I'm like, cool. But this is a thing. If we know women are gonna look worse and worse as the age, we understand the wall part. When a woman ages, like this woman has aged, but if she has this mentality, then the wall, the physical aspects of the wall are easily overlooked by men. It's when a woman has the other personality that most women have, this angry, egoic, entitled attitude, then you go, guys, the wall is coming, and when the wall hits and you don't even like looking at that woman that you're now married to all that much at all, and she brings that attitude, that's a living nightmare. That's like out of a Goosebumps book, the scariness of that situation. That's the wall swamp creature that you better be terrified of. But a lot of this changes with personality and mindset. The ugly wall swamp creature, the nasty one that you run away from fast as you can, she's not an ugly swamp creature when she has this pleasant feminine attitude. At that point, she's just like, oh, look at that. What a great mother. Oh, what a great wife. That's how the stigma changes in my own book. That's how I look at it. I don't go, oh, look at that post-wall woman. I go, look at that great mother. Whoa, what a great wife. Oh, wow, cool. Look how she treats her kids. That's the filter that me personally, I look through. I don't go, that's post-wall. But when there's those angry feminists on their blogs typing away, or, you know, with their little pink pussy hat marching, and they're single and angry and filled of hatred, I look at that girl, I'm like, that is a post-wall walrus right there. Because their attitude makes them slam into the wall that much faster.
College, I had barely a year. I didn't want it. I'm smart. I'm half East Indian, half Scottish. I got smart people in my family. You know, Anywho, but I just want to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I want to do a training school for women. I want to teach women how to be a submissive wife. I have been pretty successfully living it, not perfectly, but I've got so many examples of normal situations and how normal people handle it with the normal responses, and let's switch it up and we teach you how to respond as a submissive woman, as a feminine woman, as his sweetheart. And it's going to change everything. Those dynamics change everything. And the passion, that man, oh my gosh, it's gone to like level, 9,000. He can whisper in my ear, put a finger in my ear, and I'm just having orgasms and, daily. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I feel selfish not sharing you because you're freaking phenomenal. He is incredible. So anyway, I, again, thank you, Mr. Samuels, because I plan to look as damn good as I can for this man and give him whatever I can and serve him and just give him the honor that is due for sacrificing his life for the community, putting his life on the line daily for almost 25 years, and blood, sweat, sacrifice, and tears for me and our children. And I'm forever grateful, eternally grateful.
I believe her. I think she seems like she willingly wants to change this attitude, and that's what she wants to do. I believe her when she's saying this. And the difference, too, is that if this was some, young 21-year-old single girl and she made a post like this and it went viral, you might have to worry about, she's a chameleon. She's just saying this to try to get a bunch of views and all that. And yeah, of course, maybe she's saying something to get views, too. But she's already married. She's a wife now. She could easily have turned into the happy wife, happy life, you better make me happy or I'm taking half your pension type of woman. She could have done that, but this is the attitude. In my opinion, I believe her. I believe her personally. So here's the Prince quiz to end with here, guys. I'm kind of curious. Okay, what do you currently rate her? Scale of 1 to 10. Post your score in the chat. And if you rated her before, I'm curious if it went up or not. I would be shocked. Personally, I would be shocked. Of course, have your own opinion. If someone's score went down, the more that she talked, because I didn't give a great, super flattering picture of her in the first place. But to me, my own personal score of her, it went up the more she talked. That she became more attractive the more she spoke, which is virtually the opposite of most women out there these days. The more they talk, it's like, oh, you want me to wear the pink pussy hat with you? I see, you're one of those girls. Nah, I'm good. No thanks. All right, you guys maybe I've gotten soft in my old age at 32, because a lot of you guys are giving the crocodile tears and all that. Now, guys, I'm not saying that if she was single on an online dating site, hey, I'm a single mother, wife me up, that anyone should wife her up. I'm giving her credit in her situation that she was in the mindset that she has with all of the propaganda push these days. And who will teach women? Kevin Samuels might be able to teach some women, but in reality, women have to teach women, so they're not getting mansplained too. All that whole type of thing. So I like it. I like this message. I gave her a thumbs up on her video. And this is one of quite a few that have said, hey, thank you, Kevin Samuels, for changing my mindset. So will Kevin Samuels be able to save women? Well, come on. We're kind of in the destruction phase of it. So can he save it in reverse course? No. But can he save enough women to, when this whole thing collapses, which the whole dating scene and all that collapses even more. Maybe when it gets rebuilt up, maybe there's a potential of a different route the next time, with better advice out there than the crap that we've been given in mainstream craziness. Okay, guys. Wait, I missed a. I think I missed a. Hey, I got a Nico Grico super sticker in here. Let me throw this up here. Wait. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we at? Nico Grico. I saw it. Wait, I just missed it. My bad. Boom. I see it hiding behind me there. Boop. There it is. Appreciate that, Nico Grico super sticker. Hands doing a fist bump. That's right. All right, guys. So we have Kevin Samuels, guys. I recommend him if you haven't seen him yet. Just give it a dabble. Just watch how he dissects. Watch how he does it. To me, he does a good job with it. I'm glad he's out there producing that content. And oh, let me update you guys on the goal, baby. By the way, you guys see this new setup? I put my desk is like farther up front. I got more space, guys. I can do whatever I want back here. So much room. All right, what am I looking for? Oh, okay. So last we saw, I was up to 4 daily blog posts. Boom. That's officially 11 now, guys. I'm getting started. Again, my record is 60. 11 in a row. Daily blog posts. Reminder, those are always, I'll show you at my website. If you're sick of ads, I know that. I have YouTube Premium, so when I watch YouTube, I don't get ads. So there was one video where someone commented on, I think on The Bachelor Prince, they're like, dude, you have way too many ads. I was like, I didn't notice that when I created the video because I have Premium, so I don't see the ads. And then I looked and I was like, oh my God, there's like 7 ads on this. Horrible. So I tried to, set it up so they only play like 1 or 2 ads if they do them. But if you're sick of ads, guys, go straight to my website. Boom, textingprince.com. Free daily tips. And I'm posting as much as I can. 1 a day if I can. Boom. These are all the videos. Pop. No ads on all these ones. Like Nightcrawler. We got Nightcrawler. It's Pilot Chad. Nightcrawler is also Yoga Chad. The positions that he puts her in. The triple cross pretzel. I forgot about that one. Oh, yeah. Where did all the good women do? Cardi B. Wow. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Okay. So, anyway. Oh, yeah, Cardi B. Remember this one, guys? Cardi B and Joe Biden interview. Super serious there. Boom. All right. So, there it is. Free daily blog tips with no ads. And then for the April special here, guys, is Unplugged. That's where I take all of these live streams, edit them up, make them nice, one bite-sized video, no ads or any of that crap, of course. And I put them all inside Unplugged here. So you can come in. It's all Red Pill, MGTOW content. Get caught up on all the ones. Every time I get a new video there, I do a little post, put it up top for you. So for 9 days, we got the founding member price for the April special. And it also, we get the community there. You guys can send me new ideas for live streams, chat with each other. Okay, that's it. Boom. I think is that it? As much as I want to show you guys like more human trafficking videos, I'll get shut down for all that crap. Although there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but I'm still alive, guys. I'm still alive to talk about it when it needs to be talked about. All right, so here's how I'm going to send us out, guys. Thank you for joining up. I don't know what we'll be on next week again, of course. Who knows what the topic will be, but we'll have some fun. Here's how we're going to end. Let's put this little outro back. Boom. Unplugged. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Pop. All right. Hey, Adam here. To really get an understanding on female nature and the games that women play, join my new program, Unplugged for Men. It's a continuously growing collection of these full-length, ad-free, uncensored red pill presentations to help men unplug from the blue pill matrix and learn the truth about women, dating, and relationships. Plus, when you join, you get access to our Unplugged community for men. You can download the app. You can look at it on your phone, on your iPad, anything with internet access. So join now. See you inside. All right, just because I saw you guys' stuff in the comments on there about Bitcoin and all that other stuff, all I will say is I'm heading out, even though I wanted that to be the end. The outro is, hey guys, this is my personal advice, not investment advice. Just I would get those nice little hands on some shiny real money, not that Monopoly money, some silver. Woo! Gotta love it. So pretty, so pretty. It's real money, not this fake Monopoly money that everyone's been playing with since the Federal Reserve was created. But up to you guys. Do whatever you want. All right. See you guys. Take care.